All right, boys and girls. Well, right now I'm about to call a seller live. Probably should put it on my Salesforce so it's recorded, but we also have this mic to record it. But we're talking to the seller that has over oh, there goes my ringer, 200 acres and southeast part of Georgia, about an hour outside of Atlanta. He's asking for a pretty discounted price. He wants $2.7 million for about 250 acres. That's just over $10,000 an acre. We see comps. I don't want to get too excited, but we see comps selling. We saw a 50-acre property or 46-acre property selling for 2.5, and it's pending right now. So it's like 50 an acre. And, I don't want to overhype this call because there's a good chance a lot of things don't go our way. But we do want to be positive. I'm just calling on this call. I'm just talking on this call with him about some expectations. I'm not here going for the hard close. I'm trying to build a little rapport with him, figure out exactly what he's looking for, terms in terms of not just only a price, but also due diligence, inspections, all that. So I'm going to give him a call here. I'm just going ahead and call him now. What's his name again?
Hello?
Hey, is this?
Yep, this is he.
How you doing, man? This is Gino. I work with Chandler. I think you talked to you earlier today. I'm just head of acquisitions.
Okay.
He told me to give you a ring. I probably caught you at a bad time, or?
No, it's fine. I'm sitting my backyard, looking over our backyard.
I was about to say, I'm sure you're enjoying that weather right now. It's crazy.
It's hot. It's great. It's hot. I mean, it's like a summer day. Jeez.
I know. Funny enough, I just told my fiance, I was walking up here and I was like into our house and I was like, holy cow, man. It's just night and day from a couple weeks ago. I'm like sweating.
Yeah, no, it's unusual.
Where are you located?
Brooks, Georgia.
Brooks, Georgia. Nice.
It's right. It's just south of Atlanta.
Yeah. I've heard of it before.
Yeah, good deal.
Yeah, good deal. I Chandler, he ran me gave me a rundown of the situation. I just had a couple questions that I think he left out, and obviously, again, he's just focused really on underwriting.
Right.
But he was. I was wondering with him, like, I know he told you, or you told him, excuse me, that you would obviously like to close this tomorrow if you could.
Right.
And he told me, obviously, there was someone else that, you guys were under an agreement with last year. I mean, what was your time? Yeah, I've heard of them before.
Right.
What was the timeline for them? Was it like a 3?
It was supposed to close by now. The deal was, look, what I'm sick and tired of is that, they want all this time and, you don't get paid for anything.
Exactly. They just take your time up.
They just take your time up. And then, when things started turning bad, and interest rates started going up. First I was told, we close everything. Everything we very rarely do we back out of a deal because, I just didn't know about these guys. And then it wasn't about a month later when things started going south as far as interest rates and that kind of stuff. He called me and said, well, it's going to cost $200,000 to do, what do you call it? Leak test. That's not.
Oh, the perk test?
Perk test. Do perk test. And I'm going, you guys are developers and you have no idea how much it's going to cost to do, perk tests. I mean, it's just the thing didn't make any sense to me at all.
Yeah.
And so they had to get, quote unquote, get permission from their, national office. And they called them and they said, no, they got to let the deal go because they don't want to spend that. And I'm going, so the whole thing was just fishy. And the whole, and the thing about it is you don't have any recourse, and it's
No.
And then they tied the property up for several months, and I had a deal before that I walked away from, in lieu of them, and then it didn't come through. So
yeah,
but the issue with the land is it just came out of the Conservation Act,
mm-hmm.
and I'm 68 years old, and so the question is, am I going to put it back in or not?
Yeah, you gotta wait.
I've got to wait. I got to wait 3 years. It's my second term, so I got to wait 3 years.
Gotcha. Was it a tree farm? Is that what you designated it as, a tree farm?
A tree farm, exactly.
Yeah, I got a couple buddies that did the same thing.
It's got woods,
Yeah, I did. My buddy did on his personal house actually up here in Minnesota.
And but it's out right now. I'm trying to see,
what you're gonna do next. I gotcha.
So what I'm gonna do next. Then I've got a hunting lease, that these guys don't pay me at the end of March. And that's the other thing too, then that's a pain in the ass, because these guys are trying to build it, trying to buy it. These guys have the hunt lease, And, they didn't want it to, because all third party, they didn't want to be liable for somebody walking in there and getting shot or something. And so that's kind of a pain in the ass too. I mean,
Gotcha. When does that expire, though? Hunting these?
well, right now that we haven't talked about it. It's actually expired.
Got it.
But we always talk at the end of
March.
March.
Yeah.
And at that time, right now it's on a year by year sort of thing. And
Gotcha.
we have it. I normally get paid in March if we do it, but of course, if the property sells, that's another headache I won't have to deal with.
Well, yeah, I'm sure you don't want to deal with that. Okay, yeah, that gives you a good idea. Let me ask you though, going back to that timeline, how much will you be comfortable with in terms of, obviously we are going to do a perk test and these certain things, and we're not obviously scared to do it, but I'm just curious how much you're willing. I don't want to just come in there, with the timeline and you be hell no to this. Like, what do you think is a fair timeline for some sort of due diligence? I'm just saying on your behalf.
On my behalf or your behalf?
Oh, well, I mean, it would be due diligence, obviously, for us. And, for us, just to be honest, obviously we like it enough times we're not rushing into, something, doing it in 15, 30 days, right? Because it takes some time to do all this. But I don't want it to say, let's do it in 4 months and you'd be like, screw that. Like, what do you think's more comfortable for you, for something like that?
It needs to be done by the end of March.
Yeah.
I mean, it's got to be done. I mean, because, we put it in we still got time to do it. I think it's mid-April, but by the end of March, it just got to be.
You want to at least have a good idea. Gotcha.
Right.
Gotcha. No, again, that's why I'm making this call, just to see your timeline and see how we can't make it to work there. Now, when you mean get this done, you mean just like everything wrapped in terms of the due diligence and stuff, or do you mean you want it closed by March?
No, it doesn't have to be closed by then.
Gotcha.
It's got to be firm commitment by then.
Yeah.
And if I say firm, I mean firm.
Yeah. You want something.
Something you can say, hey, okay, and this kind of crap. I mean, there's got to be some earnest money that I know you guys aren't going to walk away from it.
Yeah. And yeah, that's 100%. I'm on the same page as you. And what would it, just off the record, like what were you hoping for to make you feel comfortable? Earnest money, I mean, while you're on that topic.
5%.
Got it. 5%. Got it. Yeah.
And that's enough skin in the game that I know you're not going to walk away from it.
Got it. No, I'm with you on this. I mean, in the past, we usually do anywhere from 2 to 5%. So
Right.
I'm not against. I mean, got it. 5% is probably if we did like 3%, that's probably, again, not reasonable enough for you. Or
Well, you have to understand my frame of mind.
No, I'm with you.
I don't believe anybody anymore.
Hey, I like that. I like that. Yeah, I was just wondering again if we came in there 3%, $80,000. I think that's around, but for that.
I tell you what, we'll split the difference. We'll go 4%.
Gotcha. 4%.
Okay, we'll do 4%.
Yeah, if it gets I'm not here to nickel and dime you on some things, Obviously, it's due diligence, so if we agreed on the price, it would have to make sense.
Right.
Okay. Yeah, and I'm going to go back as, different counties, different timelines in some of these perk tests and figure out. Now, let me ask you this. I saw 2 on there, and again, I'm just rallying up some questions for you, Jose. I saw it on there on the agreement.
Yeah, she's my wife.
Gotcha. And so she obviously has some input on the decision, or?
Well, of course, but, I speak for us. Nothing is, it's, and she's aware of what's going on.
Got it. So yeah, it sounds like you're pretty much the one that has all the input on the decision. She's on that.
Well, no, if she's puts her foot down, I mean, she's gonna fucking divorce me. I mean,
yeah, shit.
I could have said, and let me tell you what. I mean, what the 3 most important rules of financial success are.
Your wife, I'm guessing, is one of them.
Stay married, stay married, stay married. Because
she takes half.
She takes half and it doesn't come back. Okay.
That's a big tax right there.
No, it is. It does not. Let me tell you what. I'm a retired physician, and I knew a guy that he was an orthopedic surgeon. He went through 3 divorces.
Oh,
3 divorces. And he at one time had to make $30,000 a month just to live, just between his child support, his alimony, and everything else. I mean, he was in the poorhouse. I mean, it's just craziness. I mean, it's just, things can't be so bad where you need a damn divorce. I mean, if somebody divorces you, you can't, try to make whatever, but shit, you don't need to be going getting divorced because some hottie toddy is just after you or something.
I know, right, man? He was chasing the wrong tail.
He was chasing the tail. Exactly right.
He was going after it, man. he wasn't thinking
Yep.
with the right head.
You're exactly right. That's exactly right. But yeah, that's
That's where
my only bit of wisdom to anybody who's coming up who's young.
the stay married, stay married,
Stay married, stay married, stay married.
I like it. I like it. Okay, so just one final thing here before, again,
Right.
take
Sure.
it back. The price, I know you're wanting 2.7. If someone came in there and offered you like 2.4, I'm sure that's probably just way too low.
That's a little lower than what I anticipated. I mean, I'm really willing to come down a little bit.
Gotcha,
Okay,
a little bit.
I mean, I'll split the difference with you between the 2.4 and the 2.7.
Gotcha. Split the difference.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm just trying to get an idea, and obviously I'm not here to
Right.
like I
Understand.
told you, nickel and dime you every cent. I mean,
Right.
I was just trying to see off the record what you're hoping for at least, and
Well, we split the difference. I'll be okay with it,
gotcha.
particularly if you guys do this by the end of March.
Yeah, I'm gonna work as hard as I can when I go back to these guys and underwriting, like if it's even possible, and I'll make sure to try to get. Only thing I come back with something that can get you by the end of the March.
Right.
Um,
Well, that's a lot to do in a short period of
I
time.
know it's so.
How to get, I'm willing to wait longer than that if you guys are, if you put me yours money down, if it's hard earnest money, I will. That's fine. I mean, you can take. I know it would take forever, okay, but you'll get more time by putting firm earnest money down.
Yeah, and when you mean for an earnest,
So
you just mean
so right, rock solid 4%. In other words, you get, I'm talking into March. By then March, if you guys don't know whether you really want this and you're willing to put down earnest money, you put down earnest money, and if you need more time, that's fine. Put down earnest money.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and just for extra, if we need extra due diligence time, is what you're saying.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's a problem to put down some of that earnest money. It's just, like you said, it's just gonna be pushing it pretty, that 30-day. But like you said, it's fair enough if you put it down.
Right. Put down earnest money. You're at the end of that. That's fine.
Yeah, because usually what we do in these, I'll just be transparent with you. It's usually 60 to 75 days of due diligence, to really run through these right fully.
I understand. But I'm on kind of a timetable.
I know. That's why, I mean, the earnest money going into the escrow account, that could happen in, days.
Right.
That's not a problem. It's just, that timeline. If I'll go back and I'll try to push for the by end of March, but maybe they come back with something like 45 to 60 days, but we'll put the earnest money in a week. I mean, the next couple of days down. I'm just thinking because it's, would that be something even plausible? Again, if you put that full.
If you put the earnest money, and if you put the earnest money down, I'm willing to wait a reasonable amount of time. I don't want to wait forever. Okay.
No. I don't want you to wait for it.
If you're gonna wait, 2 or 3 months. I mean, 3 months. That's fine. I mean, but it's got to be earnest money that's guaranteed, and it's not any nonsense. Okay, that you can wiggle out of. Okay.
Yeah, you want hard earnest money.
Exactly.
Like 0-day due diligence earnest money.
Say again.
Or like you want hard, like 0-day non-refundable due diligence earnest money.
Exactly. Exactly.
Got you. After.
Wait that.
Yeah. After.
I put my ass on the line if I do that.
Yeah.
Get out the constipation.
Yeah, pretty much you're saying like, look, you can have your end to the end of March, which is less than, it's about 30 something, just over 30 days. But after that, I want everything hard as a rock.
Right. Exactly.
Gotcha. Okay. Perfect. No, I mean you answered all my questions. I'm not here to I'm just trying to hear from your point. So I mean that's my job, and then I'll figure out what we can and cannot do. I know you said the guys before they looked into that perk test. It'll be 200,000.
I don't know how accurate
serious they were.
Yeah, that sounds like a bunch of horseshit to me. I mean, what it sounds to me is that you're a home builder and you don't know how much perk tests are.
Exactly.
I mean,
yeah.
And so the whole thing just sounded it
sounded fishy.
Did not pass the smell test.
Yeah, the sniff test.
Exactly.
I like that. No, I'm with you on that. So what I'll do here is I'm gonna, send this to Chandler and the other underwriting guys, and they're gonna go look at this really hard. They're serious into buying this, and getting something together. So what I'll do is, again, like I said, I'll send this over to Chandler. Today's what, Tuesday?
Today is
Wednesday.
Wednesday.
Wednesday. Shoot, it's going quick already.
Got it.
All right, this year's already. We're almost 2 months into the year already. It's crazy.
That's right. Almost a week away from it.
Yeah, exactly. And I'll have them. I mean, definitely by this week, by Friday, get back to you or something. On in terms of if we want to move forward, with something. I'll tell them that you want to split the difference at that 2.5. I think it turns into 2.55, right?
Yes, it's a 2.55. That's right.
Yes, sir. And I'll get that to you, but you can keep sitting on that back deck, enjoy the day. I'm assuming you're retired, right?
I am been fully retired for 2 years now.
Oh, what have you been up to?
Just fishing. I fish Camp Buras, Louisiana. It's about 60 miles south of New Orleans on Highway 23. And we have ocean. I mean, we have deep water access.
Really?
Oh, private deep water access, matter of fact. And it's it's not pretty beach or anything like that. It's Louisiana.
Yeah. You go fishing out there on the oil rigs?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Well, but mainly what we do is canals and that kind of stuff.
Fish.
I mean, and you can. I mean, I've got a 24-foot skeeter down there that can handle most anything within reason.
Redfish.
But it's not an offshore boat. But
No, not the
plenty,
skeeter.
plenty of range. But we do some oil rig stuff, but it's shallow. It's not like I do a trip once a year with a guy from his name's Mark Tiptoe that
Heard of it.
sets it up. We go 120 miles offshore to do tuna fishing.
Yeah. And you go fishing on the Freemans?
Well, this guy it's not a Freeman, but he has a double hull. He is a
Cat.
double hull. He's got a cat. It's aluminum that's homemade. He made it himself. It is lightweight. It is 41 feet long.
Oh,
This
yeah.
guy's a fantastic guide. I mean, and it takes us about, and it's so light that he's got these 4-stroke engines that it sips fuel.
Oh, yeah.
And we go. It's a 24-hour trip. We go out and spend 24 hours there.
Yeah, I used to do it all the time at Orange Beach. We would go out to the oil rigs
Yeah.
with my dad. He likes him and his buddies would go out there, and we would go, like you said, tuna. We would jig for blackfin around the rigs and then throw them back out for yellowfin.
Yeah. Yellowfin's great stuff.
Oh yeah, it's fun to catch them out over there. But Joe, I won't take up any more of your time, man. I know you're enjoying the weather. Hopefully it stays here for longer than I think it was getting. I think it's staying.
I'll be honest with you. I don't want it this hot. But
Yeah, I know.
I'd rather it be a little cooler.
Yeah, 65, 70 versus what is it out there now? 75, 80?
Well, we got up to 80. And I think it's cooled off a little bit now, but it got there to like low 80s.
Yeah, God bless. Let me one last thing before I let you go. Let's just say we get you the 4%. We approve obviously the 4% earnest money. The price of 2.55, which is probably even more important. And your wife agrees on all the terms and stuff. What do you think? Like, what would happen next?
What do you mean? What would happen next? You guys would close. We all
Well,
have our.
Yeah, exactly. Usually what go ahead. Yeah, usually what sellers in that scenario, when I say what would happen next, is they're like, yeah, we'd go ahead and get the process of getting an agreement in place and sit down and talk and all that good stuff. So I just didn't know what in position, like, would you be usually, we would send something over via DocuSign and an agreement to go over together. I don't know.
Oh, I tell you, well, that's okay. I'll get this later. Tell you what, I'll be right back, okay?
Yeah, no problem. That was my last thing for you. Oh, my boy put me on mute. He's got his geese to feed. So what would happen next? I mean, here's the thing. Like, you don't want to push this guy too far into what would happen next. That's why I want to see, though, right after this, is like, what does it look like for us? Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, you're talking about signing something. Well, really, I mean, we need to sign something when the earnest money goes down.
Yeah. No, that's how we would do. We'd have
That's definitely.
We'd have an agreement together, and on the agreement it says, that this amount of earnest money will go into this escrow account, right?
Right.
Like any normal agreement. I just didn't know if you had to talk to anyone or go.
Well, I have an attorney that I kind of run stuff by. I mean,
Gotcha. Yeah, for sure.
If you shoot me over some paperwork, I'll have to run it by him and
Gotcha.
let him sign it. He's already done one of them, and interestingly, he didn't charge me anything when it did.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah.
So, I think when it does finally close, he's going to get it back. It's probably what's going to happen. So,
Yeah.
but he's a good guy. He's in Newnan, Georgia.
Nice.
He's a real estate guy. So,
Yeah, no worries. I mean, obviously, like a lot of our stuff, we use a closing attorney. We do mostly up here, multifamily, single family acquisition.
right.
So we have a guy in Kennesaw we use as our attorney, but
And to maybe saves everybody some money. I don't know. It seems to me that the reasonable thing to do is you guys do your due diligence, and when you're ready to go hard, if that's when you sign everything. You know what I mean? It's
yeah. Here's what we do usually, and
okay.
I'll tell you why we do it is because, what we first do is we at least get an agreement together because that lets our equitable interest get into the property. What we've done in the past is what exactly you're saying. It's like, hey, do all your inspections, and once you come in here, 0-day due diligence, your earnest money is non-refundable. And then what would happen is we would spend about $100,000 or tens of thousands of dollars at least. And then the seller would say, oh, I found someone else to offer me more money. Or, hey, I decided not to sell. And it's like, look, we just invested all this time and energy and money, more importantly, and nothing happened. So that's why we at least like to have a due diligence period. We go in agreement, have a true due diligence period, allow us to. But I'm not saying 60, like 90 days. Like we talked about, hopefully I'll push for them by the end of March to have something. And then after that point, everything goes hard, right?
Okay. All right.
Does this sound fair?
Okay. Sounds fair.
Okay, perfect. So like I said, I'll get back to you. I'll have Chandler get back to you. Probably me calling, but Chandler and the other underwriting team look at the numbers some more, and we'll go from there. And again, give you an answer hopefully by this week, by Friday, no later.
All right, that sounds good.
Sounds good. Oh, one last thing. I know you're 68 now. I know I keep hitting you with one last thing, but
Yeah.
I just thought of something. We just did this on a recent deal, and I probably know the answer already. But if we were to give you your price 2.5, would you be interested at all in carrying a note on it? I'm assuming it's free and clear.
Carrying a note.
Yeah, like seller financing it back in like a first position.
It would depend on the interest rate.
That's a good question. You think on that, and then you can always just get back to me. I mean, I don't have it on my head. I mean, I usually let the sellers decide, right? What would they need?
Yeah.
Obviously, for us going to the bank, it's like, we can go there, and it's just this is a hassle going through them. If we gave you some lump sum down. And
Yeah, I would consider it for a decent interest rate. If you give me decent interest rate, I would consider
Gotcha.
it.
And when you say decent interest rate, you mean like
Well, more than 5%, that's for sure.
gotcha.
I'm gonna do less than 5. This could be, it's
So
4-year note is like 4%. It's like 7% was what I'd like.
yeah, got you. 5-7% is your ideal. Gotcha. All right, yeah, that's all I want to know. And how much? I mean, if you were looking for anything down, like what were you looking for if you were to do something like that? Obviously, you'd be in first position, secure.
Right. That
I know I'm hitting you with a lot of questions, but
I'd have to think about this. But if you want to answer, just write the 20. I'd like 20% down.
gotcha. No, I'm in the same page as you.
Okay.
Feel you. All right, yeah, no worries. And I'll use that too in consideration when we're talking back to the underwriting. But anyway, I appreciate it. Hopefully it gets a little cooler, and maybe I'll talk to you hopefully by Friday.
Okay. And I'm gonna have to think about this because one thing that kind of hits me about this is that I've got this note, and that you guys are gonna start selling lots and stuff. But I would have to let those lots go. You know what I mean? Isn't that kind of a pain in the ass for you guys?
What do you mean let them go?
In other words, I've got a first on the land.
Yeah.
Are you guys just gonna sit on it? You're gonna build on it? What are you gonna do?
Well, more than likely, what we'll do is we'll entitle the land, right? Get it, buildable, and either partner with another builder or developer or something like that. But usually, what we do is we go in there, do all the upfront work, paperwork, all that crappy stuff with the county, cities, and then decide whether we're going to develop it or we'll partner with some guys that will.
Right.
Just makes sense, man. Who, not how. I'm sure you know how it works in the industry.
Right. But what I'm saying, regarding that,
After you spread the lots out.
right, I've got a lien on the property, and then but you guys are start selling lots. Well, there goes my equity. You know what I mean? Not being my security.
Yeah, what we would do, we would work something where they would transfer, this is, again, we can go deeper down this rabbit hole when time comes, but what we'd do is we would put that when we separately parcel out the properties to where that the interest or the equity that you have, excuse me, in the loan, the note, would be transferred. Yeah,
I guess it's paid. There's a lot to sell that then
Yeah.
gets paid.
exactly.
And I think, you know, okay, that'll work. That'll work. That'd be fine.
Yeah.
All right,
So-
good deal.
Anyway, we'll talk about it some more. And if you have any questions before that, just let me know. This is my personal cell. So
Okay, I will let you know.
thanks. I'll talk to you now.
You take care.
You
Bye.
too. Bye bye. There we go. See what happens there. I mean, he got us a quick deadline of like 35, 40 days for a fucking test there. And there's a lot of things that need to be done. We better get to work now. I think we could push him, though, for a little longer due diligence. Like, I'm not saying... here's the thing. I don't know how much value that perk test is. I think it is everything.
Basically some site plans presented to the city and see if they give us like a pre-approval. And that takes, from what I've heard, around 15 days or so. Not that long. So it's just how fast can we get the engineering work back? And then how fast can we get that information over to the city? And if they approve it, then that could be good. The only thing I'm a little bit concerned about is the fact that they dropped out for a $200,000 perk test. I wonder if they just were like, it came back bad. You know what I mean?
Well, they didn't do it.
Because-
They didn't do the test. He said they had to go back to the corporate and asked them if they approved it, and they said during this economy we're not approving that perk test.
Yeah. I mean, it's interesting because there's a little bit. It's like 25 to 30 acres are in a flood zone.
Which I don't think it means perk test is the soil.
I don't think. Yeah, it's just soil stability basically. How much can you build?
So I'm looking at so here you're taking from day one here, boys. You saw the first call. We'll see what happens.
Trying to get our first deal knocked down.
Big development deal, and so I think we started kind of high at literally
243 acres.
Yeah, so we'll see what happens, what we hit. I mean, I think we got on our side, you know.
He's down.
Remember, he's talking about his friend, don't get the divorce, his wife. So I think we got some rapport with them. We'll figure out what happens here. Stay tuned. What we'll do in the next 3 days, Chandler, just focus heavily on
Getting this shit.
who, not
I
how.
heard out if we can actually do it. Feasibility stuff.
Here's the thing. It's like we'll go talk to some of these big guys, developers, friends in CG, see what they think about it, not telling them that, you know, they have in this, what would they do in this scenario? They say, look, that's a home run deal all day long, even if I don't know, we don't know the intricacies. I know you can't build on the perk test bad, but like, yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Questions, you know.
All right, guys, welcome back to the video. I mean, I know we probably clipped this in now. I'm about to call the seller back. It's been about 4 days. We've negotiated. We figured out, hey, this could be something here, and it could be something big. And it could probably end up being nothing. But what we're going to try to do, I'm calling the seller back. He just called me. I sent him agreement on Friday. He sent it to his attorney. And let's see what he says now. It's Monday. Let's see what he talked to him. He left me a voicemail, but I'm not even looking at that.
Hey, Gino.
Hey, sorry, my phone's going up and down over here.
That's okay. Did you get a chance to read the document?
I saw he sent it over. I've been in a meeting for 4 to 5, 3 to 4 all these days. So
Okay.
I think I saw a little bit of your message, but I didn't get to. I just want to give you a quick call. I think he added something you said.
Well, he added he had added basic. He basically did change anything. He just changed some language a little bit, and the only thing he really added was a little paragraphs there saying that, you know, if somebody comes on the property, you know, these are your third party members who come on the
Yeah.
and get all information stuff, just to protect me from getting sued if they get hurt or something.
Gotcha. No big deal. Not worried at all.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else?
No, not that I can recall. It seems to me it was kind of the same old. It's just maybe you add some verbiage here and there. And
Yeah.
so he's kind of funny at it. You know, he made little comments about, yeah, well, I know you guys don't like this, but I'm just adding some verbiage here. You know.
Got it. Yeah, I'll take a peek at it.
Okay.
And then what I'll do is, if you can, because I think you said if it you know looks good on your side, you said you're ready to move forward. Is that correct?
I'm ready to move forward. I mean, it looks good to me.
Gotcha. And what about your wife? She's good as well.
Oh yeah, well, I mean, she's, you know, she hadn't read it, but you know, she's
on your side.
She left to where she's willing to sign it. Yeah,
I like that. Gotcha.
trust me. You know, she's been wanting me to sell this property for forever.
I bet.
She's gonna welcome that. So.
For sure. So what I'll do is I'm just getting some stuff finished here. If you don't mind, can you send me over I'll look it over, and can you send me over your wife's information so I can send her that email to sign as well through DocuSign?
Okay, you need just
Just name and email.
An email. Okay.
Yes.
Sure will. Okay. Okay.
Got it. So I'll take a peek. I'm sure it'll be everything good, and then I'll send it over to you, and you'll see it coming in probably from Ferocity Assets, DocuSign. You'll get the note. I'll let you know when I send it.
Okay. Sounds good.
Sounds good. All right, Joe.
Okay.
Let's get this baby going.
Sounds good.
All right. I'll see you.
Bye-bye.
All right. So there we go. We got, hopefully, a lot of things still can happen in the next 30 minutes, but hopefully we get this thing secured, purchasing, and I actually got him to 2.55. That split the difference you saw. But here's what I did. I said, if you want that price, if you want us to give you that on another call, I was in Washington, D.C. and didn't record it, but if you want that price, what you're going to need to do is you're going to have to seller finance us that. He was open to it. We got him for 20% down, which is a lot. We got him for 7% interest, which is a lot, but it's a 2-year balloon. So in the next 2 years, we can do whatever we want with the property, as well as we're able to talk up the most important thing. Again, I'm talking to you on Monday. I think we filmed this on a Wednesday even. The earlier part of this video. What we got him to do is a 90-day due diligence. 90 days. I think in the beginning he wanted 30 days. He wanted by April, and it was February 20 something. I got him to 90 days, and I got him to seller finance. So next plan is get this under an agreement and then start running some tests, finding some big developers to possibly buy it from us beforehand, and then leave us in the deal. But we'll talk about this deal more. We'll go ahead and post this part of it. We'll make sure that we get the signature before we post this. If you see this video, it's because we locked this baby up. So if you guys got any questions, what we're going to do next, truthfully, when it comes to the term, I think Russell Brunson said this, if you get an opportunity, take it and then figure out what to do next. And that's what we're doing. I literally don't know exactly what we're going to do next, but we'll figure it out. We'll get this thing going forward into hopefully making us money. We'll get this thing pushed forward. So thanks for watching, guys. If you enjoyed it, please leave a comment down below, like, share this video, subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one.